The ongoing turmoil surrounding Daystar Television Network has laid bare a deeply fractured Lamb family and sparked widespread controversy in the Christian community. Jonathan Lamb, the son of Daystar founders Marcus and Joni Lamb, has stepped into the public eye with allegations that paint a troubling picture of the ministry's inner workings. His revelations, which center on accusations of financial misconduct, misuse of donations, and spiritual and personal betrayals, have left supporters questioning the network's integrity and the family's unity. At the heart of the controversy is the claim that not one penny of Daystar's funds was supposed to be misused. However, Jonathan alleges that donations intended to support the network's ministry were used to cover a lavish $100,000 honeymoon for his mother, Joni Lamb, and her new husband, Doug Weiss. According to Jonathan, the extravagant getaway, funded by a ministry reliant on its viewers' generosity, not only betrays the trust of loyal supporters, but also signifies a stark departure from Daystar's mission to serve and uplift its community. This revelation, coupled with the rapid remarriage of Joni following the death of her husband and co-founder Marcus Lamb, has intensified public scrutiny and amplified calls for accountability. Jonathan's critique goes deeper than the finances, targeting what he sees as a culture of secrecy and misplaced priorities within Daystar's leadership. He has publicly denounced what he perceives as a shift from the network's spiritual mission to personal indulgences, accusing the leadership of sidelining him when he raised concerns. According to him, the organization has fostered a climate where loyalty is valued over transparency and where dissenting voices are systematically silenced. These accusations have sparked an outcry among the Christian community, with some commending Jonathan's courage to speak out and others lamenting the public unraveling of a family once seen as a united force in faith-based broadcasting. Adding another layer of intrigue and shock is Jonathan's claim that a tracking device was secretly placed on his car by Daystar's security team. He alleges that this move was intended to monitor his movements and suppress his voice, describing it as a breach of trust and a tactic more aligned with intimidation than faith. This revelation has further eroded confidence in the ministry's leadership, raising significant questions about the ethics and values guiding Daystar in the wake of its founder's death. The role of Doug Weiss, Joni's new husband, has become a lightning rod in the family's escalating rift. Jonathan has expressed particular discontent with Doug's rapid ascent within Daystar, seeing it as not only undermining the legacy his father built, but also exacerbating tensions within the family dynamic. Doug's involvement has polarized the Daystar community, with many questioning whether his presence represents a new direction for the ministry or a deeper distraction from its spiritual mission. These controversies have plunged Daystar into a crisis of trust and leadership at a critical juncture. The ministry, once celebrated for its faith-driven programming and community support, now faces mounting pressure to address the allegations head-on. Viewers and supporters are left grappling with mixed emotions, some standing with Jonathan for his boldness in exposing these issues, others disheartened by the public airing of family and organizational disputes. The implications of these revelations reach far beyond Daystar's immediate community. They raise broader questions about accountability and transparency within faith-based organizations, many of which rely on the trust and generosity of their followers. Will Daystar's leadership take the steps necessary to address these claims, restore credibility, and uphold the principles upon which it was founded? Or will these allegations of lavish spending, ethical lapses, and family discord overshadow its mission and dismantle its once storied legacy? As this high-stakes drama unfolds, the future of the Lamb family, Daystar Television Network, and its relationship with its devoted audience hangs in the balance. All eyes remain on how the ministry responds to this pivotal moment, as the path forward will determine not just its legacy, but its very survival. The controversies engulfing the Daystar Television Network have grown into a multi-layered saga of allegations, family discord, and challenges to faith-based leadership, captivating the attention of supporters and critics alike. At the center of the storm is Jonathan Lamb, son of Daystar founders Marcus and Joni Lamb, who has publicly criticized the current leadership for betraying the ministry's foundational values. What began as internal family tensions has now snowballed into a public spectacle that calls into question the integrity, accountability, and future of one of Christian broadcasting's most influential organizations. Concerns about Doug Weiss's role. Jonathan Lamb's frustration largely stems from the increasing role of Doug Weiss, Joni Lamb's new husband, within the ministry. Following the death of Marcus Lamb, Doug's rapid rise to prominence within Daystar has triggered unease and allegations of improper decision-making. Jonathan has accused Doug of exploiting his position to exert control over the network, eroding the foundation of faith, legacy, and stewardship upon which Marcus built the organization. Jonathan argues that the ministry should focus on healing and honoring Marcus's memory rather than integrating a new leader so soon after his death. Doug's role as a co-host on Daystar's programming has particularly incensed Jonathan and other critics. Many see this as a blatant move to solidify his influence, undermining the core values of the ministry. This perceived shift has alienated segments of Daystar's audience, with viewers divided between supporting Jonathan's concerns and defending the Lamb family's decision to move forward with Doug's involvement. Some appreciate Jonathan's outspoken stance against what they see as questionable practices, while others view his objections as exacerbating the family's struggles. Family retreat allegations and abuse claims. The discord within the Lamb family deepened during a family retreat organized to foster healing after Marcus Lamb's death. Far from bringing the family closer, the retreat took a dark turn when Jonathan's daughter experienced an incident involving inappropriate behavior by a family member. Though the details remain scarce, Jonathan has publicly criticized the ministry's handling of the incident, accusing its leaders of neglecting their responsibilities to address such issues adequately. The retreat scandal has left supporters of Daystar in disbelief, as the contrast between the Lamb family's public persona of unity and the private reality of such allegations becomes increasingly evident. Jonathan's open confrontation of these issues highlights the disconnect between the ministry's projected image of faith and the disarray behind the scenes. The fallout from the retreat has sparked questions about whether the ministry's leadership can truly foster a safe and trusting environment for its staff and family members, raising broader concerns about its long-term accountability and governance. The secret recording. Further fueling the controversy, Jonathan secretly recorded a private family meeting with Joni Lamb and mediator Jimmy Evans. The meeting, intended to address escalating conflicts, revealed deep divisions within the Lamb family. In the recording, Jonathan aired grievances about financial mismanagement, Doug's influence, and the alleged deviation from Daystar's spiritual mission. The act of recording this meeting has itself become a source of contention. For Jonathan, the recording serves as evidence of what he sees as a lack of transparency and accountability within Daystar. However, many view it as a betrayal, intensifying an already fraught situation. The public release of this recording has left the Lamb family grappling with the fallout, as supporters express mixed reactions. Some commend Jonathan for shedding light on hidden issues, while others lament the breach of family trust, fearing it might irreparably harm their unity. Jonathan denied leadership role. Compounding the conflict, Jonathan has claimed he was denied a leadership position at Daystar that he believes was promised by his late father. According to Jonathan, Marcus had intended for him to take on significant responsibilities after his passing. However, these plans were allegedly overturned in favor of leadership by Joni and Doug. Feeling sidelined and betrayed, Jonathan has publicly decried what he perceives as a disregard for family legacy and a prioritization of personal interests over organizational mission. This assertion has further polarized Daystar's audience, raising questions about the fairness of decision-making within the organization. Many supporters are left wondering whether these shifts signal a troubling departure from Daystar's original purpose, focused on faith-based leadership and service, to a network entangled in personal ambitions and disputes. Tracker allegations. Among the most shocking revelations is Jonathan's claim that Daystar Security placed a tracking device on his car to monitor his movements. This allegation has sent shockwaves through the Christian community, raising serious concerns about privacy violations within a ministry that preaches trust and transparency. Jonathan has called this action an intimidation tactic, further painting the Daystar leadership as a controlling and invasive force. This revelation has alarmed supporters, leading many to question the extremes to which the organization might go to maintain authority over its family members and narrative. The bigger picture. The explosive combination of financial allegations, leadership disputes, and personal betrayals has left the Daystar television network facing a moment of reckoning. What began as internal tensions within the Lamb family has now spiraled into a full-blown crisis that threatens to reshape the ministry's legacy. Supporters are divided, caught between loyalty to the Lamb family and concerns about the network's ethical compass. The questions raised by Jonathan Lamb's revelations about financial transparency, abuse of power, and personal accountability demand urgent attention. As the Daystar community watches the story unfold, the future of the ministry hangs precariously in the balance. Will the leadership confront these allegations and commit to restoring trust among its supporters, or will the weight of public scrutiny lead to further deterioration? The answers will not only determine Daystar's fate, but also serve as a case study for the challenges faith-based organizations face in upholding their principles amidst internal strife. The controversies surrounding the Lamb family and the Daystar television network have shattered the illusion of a unified, faith-centered ministry, bringing long-standing family tensions into public view. These unfolding disputes challenge the credibility of the organization, which has built its reputation on unity, faith, and transparency. With Jonathan Lamb taking a bold stand to voice his grievances, the implications are monumental, forcing supporters and observers alike to grapple with the future of both the Lamb family and Daystar. The allegations, leadership disputes, and personal betrayals suggest a deep fracture that could either lead to resolution or complete upheaval. A family torn apart, public and personal struggles. Jonathan's assertions paint a stark picture of a family divided by leadership disputes, changing dynamics, and a struggle for power. He claims he was denied a leadership role within Daystar that he believes his late father, Marcus Lamb, intended for him. This exclusion has created a profound sense of betrayal for Jonathan, who feels sidelined as his mother, Joni, and her new husband, Doug Weiss, assume key roles in the ministry. Doug's rise to prominence has been rapid and controversial, leading to speculation that his influence may have contributed to Jonathan's diminished role. Supporters of Daystar are conflicted. On one hand, Jonathan's decision to expose what he perceives as mismanagement is seen as courageous. On the other, many worry about the impact these public revelations will have on a ministry that has brought inspiration and comfort to countless lives. The conflict forces are reckoning within the community. Should these issues have remained private, or is Jonathan justified in exposing them to safeguard transparency and accountability within Daystar? The complex role of Doug Weiss. Doug Weiss's role within the ministry is particularly polarizing. Married to Joni in 2023, Doug transitioned from being an outsider to a central figure within Daystar in a remarkably short time. His presence as a co-host on Daystar programming has raised eyebrows and stoked tensions, particularly with Jonathan. Critics argue that his rapid integration appears to consolidate power within the new family dynamic, sidelining those who previously held leadership positions. Joni Lamb defends her marriage to Doug and his role in the ministry, stating that she has always sought to prioritize family and Daystar's mission equally. Yet, Jonathan and his supporters view Doug's involvement as disruptive, prompting fears that the ministry's original values and legacy may be at risk. Jonathan's termination and accusations of retaliation. The situation reached a boiling point with Jonathan's termination from Daystar, a development Joni attributes to his performance issues as vice president. Jonathan was placed on a performance improvement plan, tasked with addressing managerial concerns across multiple departments. According to Joni, he failed to meet expectations, leading to his eventual dismissal. This move has drawn widespread scrutiny, with many questioning whether the decision was motivated by Jonathan's growing dissent rather than performance. The timing of his dismissal, coinciding with Jonathan's public criticism of Daystar, has only fueled these suspicions, despite Joni's insistence that it was a necessary professional decision. Allegations of abuse. A ministry in crisis. Amid these leadership conflicts, Serious allegations of abuse have cast an even darker shadow over the Lamb family. Jonathan and his wife, Susie, accused Joni and Marcus Lamb of mishandling incidents involving their children, including an incident during a 2021 family retreat. Joni firmly denies these claims, calling them baseless and taken out of context. She insists that both incidents, one at the retreat and another at a preschool, were promptly addressed and resolved, emphasizing her commitment to her family's well-being. Despite Joni's rebuttals, these allegations have created ripples throughout the Christian broadcasting community, raising concerns about accountability and transparency within the ministry. The idea that a family rooted in faith and unity could be embroiled in such controversies has led many to question Daystar's leadership and values. Joni Lamb's perspective, a mother's heartbreak. For Joni, the family rift is not merely a professional crisis, it is a personal tragedy. She describes the ongoing conflicts with Jonathan and Susie as deeply painful, likening the experience to a storm that rivals the loss of her husband in its emotional toll. Joni's heartbreak stems from her love for her children and grandchildren, coupled with the realization that this divide may not easily heal. Adding to Joni's anguish is Jonathan's decision to secretly record a private family meeting, a move she has labeled as a betrayal of trust. This act, intended to expose alleged mismanagement, has further strained their relationship and placed the ministry under an unrelenting spotlight. Joni has made repeated efforts to mediate the conflict through prayer and private discussions, but these attempts have failed to bridge the divide. The broader implications for Daystar. As these dramatic events unfold, the broader implications for Daystar Television Network are profound. Once perceived as a beacon of faith and unity, the ministry now faces intense public scrutiny. Supporters are left grappling with whether the organization can recover from these revelations, or if the fractures within the Lamb family signify an irreversible change. The stakes for reconciliation are high. Not only is the legacy of Marcus Lamb at risk, but the very foundation of Daystar's mission is under threat. Will the family overcome their differences and restore unity, or will these public disputes result in a permanent rift that redefines Daystar's future? These questions loom large as the Lambs navigate one of the most turbulent chapters in their history, leaving supporters to watch closely and hope for healing. This intricate web of personal betrayal, professional conflict, and spiritual reckoning has captivated audiences and raised important discussions about leadership, accountability, and the intersection of faith and family. As the Lambs grapple with the fallout, one thing is certain: the resolution of these disputes will have lasting implications, not just for the family, but for the millions who've placed their faith in their ministry.